How many times have you created a piece of content? Maybe it's a blog post or a video, and by the time you're done with it, you're so exhausted after creating it and editing it that all you want to do is be done with it. You don't want to look at this thing again. But then a month or two later, here you are again, you've got a new blog post, a new video you have to put out, and you're starting all over again on the same exact topic. It's going to take you the same amount of time. None of us has dozens of hours like that to create completely fresh content over and over again. That's where repurposing comes in. It's a huge time saver, and in this video, I'm going to show you how we do it so you can apply it to your business. Now, the idea of repurposing is to reach more people with your content and save time doing it. So you're saving time because you're using your existing content as a starting point for that next blog post, that next video, podcast, whatever it is. And you're reaching a huge audience because you're creating more content in less time. You're putting it out there on multiple platforms, so you're able to build a huge audience with it. Now, if repurposing is such a powerful way to get your content out there and to get your business visible, why aren't more people doing it? Why is it such a hard thing to get your head around? And what we found is that you really need a workflow and a process for it. Because otherwise, it just becomes this idea, you know you kind of should be doing it, but you're not really sure where to start. And this process for repurposing really starts with a super simple concept that's actually pretty brilliant when you put it into play, and that is to create a repurposing bank. Now, repurposing bank is just a library of content, and it makes total sense because if you think about it, before you can repurpose your content, you need to know what content you have to pull from. So this repurposing bank is just a bank of content you can pull from, and it's a simple Google spreadsheet you use for documenting and organizing existing content that you've already created on the one hand, and any ideas you have for new content on the other hand. So there's two things that you can document in your repurposing bank. This is really what we call evergreen content. And that's just a blanket term for any content you'll want to share again and again across those multiple platforms in different formats so you can get more exposure and reach that broader audience. Here's what our repurposing bank looks like. We've got tabs at the bottom for the different content we include. And in terms of existing content, we're talking about things like blog posts, YouTube videos, freebies, digital products, emails, even our flash sales and promotions. We include it all, whether it's free or paid, because it's all stuff we can repurpose. Now, you may have other types of content you've created, like podcasts or live streams. Whatever it is, you can create a tab for it, just like we've done here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is think about all of the content you've created, all of your existing content, like maybe you have a freebie and it's just sitting there. That can be repurposed, so it should go in your bank too. And it might take a while at first to get all this together, but believe me, it's such a huge time saver and so easy to keep up. So any new blog post or video you have, just come here, add the title and the link so you can quickly grab it. But be strategic. You don't necessarily want everything in your bank. We used to add every blog post, every video, every freebie, every email, and we wound up with these huge long lists, but we didn't really know what to do with them. So now we only add content that's super relevant to our business, helpful to our audience, and basically content we want to get out there more because it makes us money and helps us grow our business. We organize our content into buckets or themes related to the products we offer. And we only include content related to those themes. So not everything goes in your bank. These are our themes right here. We've got social media marketing, blogging, list building, business growth, digital products, all the themes that really matter to our business. And we organize every tab the same way. Our blog posts, our videos, freebies, even our emails. It just makes it easier to use that way. And this is another really cool thing about the repurposing bank is that it forces you to be strategic. You can see the gaps you have and where you need to fill in. So for example, we sell courses and templates for digital products, and we don't really have many blog posts or freebies about that. So that's something that we need to fill in. So just by having this spreadsheet, you're going to stop creating random videos or blog posts, and you're going to be able to start zeroing in on the content that really builds your business. Now, the other thing we add to our bank is any new content ideas we have, or anything we want to have quick access to, like customer testimonials. So let's say a customer emails you some great feedback or they post it on Facebook. Add it here so you can use it on your website and your emails on social media, because that's social proof, right? And it's too easy to let those slip by and then you can't find them when you need them. And the other thing we add here are new ideas that come up kind of in the moment. Maybe it's a question we get from a customer or questions that we know they probably have. And a lot of times, if you don't have an organized place to keep those fresh ideas when they come in, they're here and gone. But if one person has this question, it's likely that others will have it. Or if you've had the question, it's likely your audience has it too. So when you think about it, just throw it in here. It's really easy to expand on these ideas later on and turn them into a blog post, social post, or whatever. Same thing for any insights you have, those little aha moments you get, those things you just figured out how to do that you know would be so helpful for your audience. You probably have those moments all the time, and once you're aware of them, you can get into a habit of adding them to your bank. And you'll start having loads of new ideas for things that you can share. So for example, if we figured out how to make TikTok ads work, we'll write the idea down here and maybe put a note about the process while it's fresh in our mind. Those are the types of ideas we'll add, anything we want quick access to that's easy to turn into content. So now that you know what to add to your bank, let me show you how we use it. The main way we use the repurposing bank, which is definitely the easiest for us, is to repurpose all of our content as social media posts so we can get more traffic, build our audience, and generate leads and sales. And this right here is our social media content calendar, and you can see that there are different types of content to share, like inspire, connect, convert, educate, and these show up multiple times each month. So it's a really strategic mix of content, and one of these is evergreen content. You want to be sharing evergreen content at least once a week, and we have it all planned out here multiple times a month. Now the beauty is this evergreen content, well, that's what's already in your repurposing bank, because remember, that's your evergreen content. Your blog posts, your freebies, your testimonials. And if you hover over these black triangles, that's where you grab your caption. So we have the story for that post all ready for you. So when it's time to share a testimonial, you can just come here, copy it, place it in the pre-written caption. Same thing goes for blog posts, videos, freebies, products. Just copy the link and plug it in. This makes it super fast and easy to show up on social media regularly. Just by having your repurposing bank, you've got one huge category of content in the bag, and that evergreen post is literally done and done. Now, there are other types of content in the calendar. We have those all planned out for you too, with the captions, with the graphics. And if you're interested in using this same content calendar with your repurposing bank, scroll down below this video and you can learn more about our content calendar system. So that's the main way that we use our repurposing bank to share content on social media using the content calendar system. But there are other ways we repurpose our content too. The second way is to duplicate a piece of content and turn it into a new format. And what that means is taking, say, a blog post and turning it into an email, or a YouTube video into a blog post, a TikTok or a reel, turning it into a story. You can turn an email into a blog post, or maybe even a freebie into a YouTube video. Even course material, you can turn those into freebies, and so on. There are endless ways you can take a piece of content and repurpose it on a completely new platform in a different media so you can reach more people with it. Down here is our tracker tab, and this is where we track content that we might want to turn into a different format. So for that, the first thing that we'll do is we set up those same themes that we have in our other tabs, and we just copy the links from our other tabs so we can see all of the content we have for one individual theme. We can also see what we've repurposed already, what's still out there, what still needs to be repurposed. So the original format goes right here, and there are two more columns. If you can just repurpose your content one time in a different format, you're doing great. It gives you so much more to share on social media, gives you so many more opportunities to get your content out there on different platforms to reach more people. So that's the second way we use the repurposing bank, to decide what content we want to pick up, duplicate, and turn into a new format. So we'll take, say, a blog post and expand on it in a new blog post, or a YouTube video and create a new video with updated information using that original video as a starting point. And this is something that's just good practice to do, especially with content that's really important to your business. Do it again. Keep creating new content similar to the content in your repurposing bank, and you can do it a whole lot faster when you use the first piece of content and build on it. If we take this blog post, for example, how to grow your Instagram following organically, it's a popular topic, it's really relevant to our products, so I can pick that up, use it as a starting point for a totally new post called The Top 10 Ways to Grow Your IG Account. The original post has 5 ideas, so maybe in this post I'll expand on it and add 5 more ideas. I can even include the first 5, but rephrase them so they're not exactly the same. And that makes sense because it's months later likely and I have new information to share. I'll approach it fresh from a new perspective. And we'll do the same thing with emails, especially those ones that did really well. Maybe they had a good open rate. We know it's a topic people care about. Maybe we made sales from it. You can definitely use it as a starting point for a new email on the same topic. The other thing we repurpose this way is our flash sales and promotions. We track everything. We list every email with a link to a Google Doc, the date we emailed it, the product we were promoting. And then when we want to run a new flash sale, we can pick it up from here a few months later and use it as a starting point. Or maybe we ran a 1-day promo. We can come back and turn it into a 4-day flash sale. This is a great way to run flash sales quickly without having to start from scratch or come up with a new product. So that's the third way we use the repurposing bank, by picking up our content, using it as a starting point for something new, but keeping it in the same format. Running a promotion, pick it up, update it. Weekly emails, use an old email as a starting point, change the intro and the language, just change it up a bit. Blog posts, expand on the ideas with new tips. Those are some ways you can use your repurposing bank. Those are the ways we're using it. And I know it might seem like a lot, but just remember you don't have to tackle it all at once, right? So first, just go through your existing content, add it to your bank. Then every week or so, try to get into a habit of adding any new content that you have to it, plus those ideas you have for new content. And then in terms of actually using the repurposing bank, I'd start with the first method that we mentioned, which was to share your evergreen content to social media. That was the easiest way for us to get started, and it probably will be for you too. And if you want to use that with our content calendar system, we've got your evergreen content in there, plus tons of other content all planned out for you, and we've even got the repurposing bank to help you get started. Then once you're in a flow with that first method, you can experiment and build on it with the other methods that I mentioned in the video. So I hope this video has been really helpful for you. I can't wait for you to start repurposing. I know it's going to save you loads of time and help you get much more exposure to your content and your business.